Ko ya mama kwaba tu ya ne Kofi di Nkɔmmɔ episode 5.
Episode 5 episode for your mama kwaba. I think say last episode and there with when I got to Germany and we decided to talk about how Misha Kofi Ebusia for how I was welcomed, the cultural shock in Germany, how it was for us the 3 months together and all that, how I felt and all that. I think that in this episode I'll be doing most of the talking because it's mainly about how I felt. Kofi will be doing the commentary and the answer of the questions. I think that we got home and the first shock I had was how ne father and ne stepmother introduced themselves to me, because in Ghana your friend and for and I said boyfriend and our girlfriend, my boyfriend or so or something like that, or mama or dada. But Kofi Papa started by just saying, he just mentioned his name. Friend me say the didn't rare be a like friend Kofi, and then the stepmother also can be a friend me Ama, and I was like, like how can I, like, because in Ghana when you came, what did you, it was Uncle Kofi.
But that was so difficult for us, for example. Like my host mother, up until took very long that I was able to even call her by her name. It was like not by her name or like just call her. It was mainly like, oh, can you help me with this? Or I never said, oh, ma, can you help me with this? Or like because it's in our culture is so different. Like the ma or mama or so is reserved for your mother only. No one else is ma or mama or whatsoever. No one else is papa or daddy or anything. Same with no one, like if you have siblings, no one will call the elder brother or sister, hey, bra Kofi, or
Brian,
sister Efia, or so.
And I think that those are some of the cultural differences. For me, it was kind of shocking. How do they expect me to just call them with their names just like that without adding the mama or daddy or so? And it will shock you to know that up until now I call them papa and mama. I really couldn't bring myself to just call them with their names, and for them in the beginning it was also kind of weird.
It was strange for them,
It was weird for them, and whenever I even said papa, I remember back then Kofi's dad would be papa, like he would laugh about it because it was I think it was really weird for them, but our culture and all that, I now they are used to it.
Oh, yeah.
So
very fine,
the first people that I met was their dad and their stepmom. They were really, really, really welcoming. The difficult part is it was difficult because I back then I only knew the basics, the how are you, the what's your name in German, and nothing else. So they tried to have a conversation with me. They tried to be nice, and I tried as much as possible. Kofi has his own apartment upstairs, to be in Kofi's apartment as much as I could, because if you are
hiding.
I was hiding, basically. That was it, because I didn't want to bring myself down there where I'll be asked a question or something like that and then I wouldn't be able to answer. It was really, really, really difficult for me to deal with. So I was basically up there, but they were really, really welcoming. They told me to feel at home and all that. So it was in December, and then the Christmas, we had Kofi's stepsister and her dog. They also came around, and then we exchanged gifts. And for the first time in my life that I basically got Christmas gift, like as in gift from family. I didn't know it was like that in Germany, that you exchange gifts and all that. And I had a lot of gifts from Kofi's dad, the stepmom, the stepsister, and I was so happy. I was really happy. And then later on the next day, we went to visit Kofi's mom, who was really beautiful, and she was so kind and nice for the first time, even though I was really, really nervous meeting her the first time, because every mother is very protective of their kids, and then in the beginning of the relationship she was really happy for us, but at the same time sometimes trying to be careful with this, be careful with that and all that. So you get nervous to meet her and all that, but in the end it was beautiful. She cooked for us. It was really nice, and I tried my first German salad at her end, and it has since been my favorite. One of my favorite foods in Germany is the German salad. Yeah. So it was, all in all, beautiful.
The first few days.
The first few days and all that.
And Christmas.
Christmas was nice. Christmas
your
with
first
snow.
Christmas
with snow.
Was it already?
Yes, it was already snowing.
So,
It was so beautiful.
very sure.
And then I remember my first snow. I went into the snow.
How was it?
That's the picture over there. Like I slept in it, and then Kofi taught me how to do that. He said he's an angel. So you fool around a little, and it was so beautiful. I remember I sent pictures to my family, friends. Hey, look at the snow. And I took a lot of pictures. We went sightseeing. We went to a lot of places and all that. It was really beautiful. Yeah.
So how was, like, now we have the snow and the family side, but Germany, like, maybe not the place where we stay or where my family stays, but Germany overall, how was it? Like, the German people, or the towns, the stores, the environment.
The environment was beautiful. I remember before I came to Germany, Kofi told me we kind of live in a suburb. Like, he used the word village. And then I got here, I was like, do you call this village? This basically looks like an estate in Ghana, And then with time, you come to a reality why he calls it a village, because then you don't see a lot of people, and in general, the question you asked, the German people, culture-wise, are different. We have a lot of people saying they are not nice. It's not like they are not nice. I would say it's culturally. If you are closer to someone, will be family, friends, and all that, only a very, very nice and very open people. But onimo are not onimo. That's the point. If you are not friends, you are not family, we a neighbor, high. In Ghana, it's such that in our community, be our neighbor, but all your neighbors' name, their kids. Some of us even end up going to our neighbors' rooms. You can go to someone and say, "Mami, menya jene, menya tomatoes, that kind of stuff." But in Germany, it's different. Like, everyone they kind of respect their privacy. If they don't know you, you are just a neighbor. The person sees you and say hello, hi, and that is it. It doesn't make them cold people. It's the culture. That is how they are, and it's not like it's even different among the Germans themselves. It seems like that. Like, you are just a neighbor, so he or she will see a neighbor and just say hello and leave. If you have any questions or anything that you want to ask them, you can ask, but they will answer you and leave. It doesn't make you friends. So that part was a bit difficult for me.
I understand that. It's not like it never happens that you be friends with a neighbor or so, but it's not so likely.
It's not so likely. That part was really difficult for me, because in Ghana, if you stay in the same house with someone, you see them, you greet them, you can start a conversation and all that. So the first few weeks, I would say I felt lonely, because back then Kofi had stopped his first university and he was working because he wanted to study medicine, and he was waiting for his admission and all that. So he wakes up in the morning and go to work, and then I would be at home alone. I couldn't really communicate with my in-laws because I didn't understand the language back then. And then I had no neighbor like in Ghana to talk to. So it was difficult. I also kind of broke down the first few days. Like, when Kofi is at work, I'll cry a little, and then when he comes, he sees that something is off, there's something wrong. He will ask me, and I'll be like, no, I'm fine, and all that, because the relationship was it was not so long that you could easily come clear. And Kofi wanted me to also see I quote in quote, he was like, I would like you to come and see Germany, see where I live, where I come from, how the environment is, how the weather is, and then you decide if you can really think about having a life with me here. Not that we blindly get married and then you get here, you have a cultural shock and you say, hey, I want to go back to my country. It was really, really important.
Yes, it was very important for me. I know that for some people it will work out well, but for me, I always had that in mind that no matter how much love I feel or experience or can share with her, I can't just marry her without seeing my country at least for a few weeks or months. So like at that point after she finally got the visa, I was happy that we will have that experience and then we can properly talk about the future and our future steps and so on.
Exactly. And what was also important for us, it was not just about the relationship and rushing to get married or something like that. We also wanted to see if we can imagine living in the same apartment as marriage couple. And we had not really done that in Ghana, because in Ghana we were together for a few days and he left and all that. So this was something, I would say it was the test of our relationship to see if we really want to go through with it, or if you want to end it after being with each other and say, hey, it doesn't work out, let's just forget about it. So for us, it was really something serious. We really want to get to know all that, because you can like someone so much, but you get under the same roof with the person for a month or so, and then you realize, nah, a lot of things doesn't fit. Maybe this one remove his shoe and keep it here, and you are not the kind of person to entertain such things. So we needed to get to know each other really well. That was why it was really important that I come for 3 months or so. And all in all, it was really beautiful together. I was just feeling lonely at their place and all that. And later when we had a talk about it, I came clear, I was bold, and I asked him, are we going to stay here for the rest of our lives? Because I can't imagine. It's really not, it was difficult. Like, you need to have a car and all that. And back then I was not driving and it was difficult. So he was also understanding. I said, hell no, I am looking for a university place, and we moved to a bigger place where you'll be okay. And he did really well. Kofi, he's just amazing. That's all I can say, because I remember back then he even drove all the way. It was almost 1.5 hours to where he would study, just for me to see the town, how it is, the city, how it is, how it looks, and all that,
place,
where we are currently at, and see if I can imagine myself to also stay here or something like that. That was really a part that I really still appreciate. He was really willing to make it work. That's how I would say it. We agreed to disagree. There were a few things that somewhere along the line we both realized, hey, this and this, we spoke about it, and we were both ready to kind of compromise for each other, and
that is like, it should be normal in a relationship. You all come from, even if you come from the same country or the same town, same village whatsoever, even
different
if you are
upbringing.
neighbors, you still have a different background, both like how you were brought up and also just how you are, like your personality and all that. So, and that is what often also makes a relationship interesting. If we are same with everything, like, we'll be bored. We'll be very bored.
Yeah.
So we were both really willing to let go of certain things or implement different things in our lives and start new habits or stuff to make each other feel comfortable
and all that. Yeah. So and about the shops and all that Kofi said, I was so happy. It was so different, because in Ghana you can't just walk to just any shop, let's say at the mall, and try clothes on and not even buy and just put it there. I stand to be corrected, actually. I don't know if it's like that. But here in Germany, you could walk to a mall, try clothes on, shoes on, and then you can decide to even take pictures with it and then just move it back and all that. And that was something that was a bit shocking. Not just any shop, like a supermarket, a big shopping center, try things and and just leave, and without being insulted or being attacked in any way. And that one was a bit surprising for me. But one of
I think at the malls in Ghana it's actually similar, but I know that like the smaller shops that you just see in town. Sometimes when I remember back then when I was a volunteer in Ghana and I bought a few clothes, and like if I tried them and then the owner was obviously always telling me it looks super good and all that, and maybe I tried 5 and I only picked 1 or 2. Some of them were really angry that
what did they say in G?
all I remember. Back then I was not really able to understand much tree. Like they were not angry, but so disappointed, and I wouldn't say they were insulting me, but they were like they were not happy crowd. I tried things and then maybe sometimes didn't even buy anything or so, and yeah. So that one I know it's very different.
Yeah, it's
here.
very different here. So that one was nice. And then one of the shocks I had was the euro to cities. Like
But back then it was even okay.
It was okay, but
1
still.
to 5 or 1 to 6 or
Busia, for mama, remember one perfect
1
example.
to 16 or so.
We went to an Afro shop at a place, and then maybe do you me bomitin I'm the buy, and then it looked messy, and I wanted to change my hair, and then we got to the Afro shop, and then I asked her, how much does it cost? Up to this length is 200 euros. Excluding the extension, now will be used to the about 18. And back then I converted 200 euros and it was almost 1,000 cedis. Excluding or the back to us. And I was like, what the? Like, why? Kofi said, oh, are you okay? Oh, just do it. I said, no.
Back then, I just said that because I wanted you to feel comfortable, but even for us, not that you get things wrong, 200 euros for hairs in Germany is crazily much, right? Not like if let's say white girls go to a normal salon here, maybe a little bit higher quality, higher price salon, the maximum they will pay is maybe 80 to 100 euros or so for a cut and maybe even coloring and all those things.
Exactly. So
and that's already much. You can also get it cheaper. So the 200,
I was shocked. I was so shocked. Kofi was like, oh, do it. I'm going to pay it. I said, no. I will use my natural hair until I go back to Ghana, and then I'll braid in Ghana, because I knew back then with 50 cedis I could get my hair braided in Ghana. And that was when I began appreciating the braiders in Ghana, because now I realized that they are really doing amazing, and the prices are also very okay. And yeah. And then also shops at a whole, like we'll go to shops, and then there is
prices in general.
Yes, a dress for, let's say, 50 euros back then, and then immediately I'll convert.
Even 50. Good back then, 10 euros. 15 euros was already too much.
It was already too much for me, because I was thinking about him.
1 euro, 2 euro, 3 euros, 5 euros. You already started thinking 5 euros.
So if you are wondering why Kofi calls me Pepe, this is the reason. This is the main reason, because back then it was just, I knew I was also being kind of considerate, honestly speaking, because I knew he was working, getting ready for university and all that, and I didn't want to kind of drain him or something like that. So it was a bit difficult to just choose anything. I knew he was willing to buy those things for me and all that, but I was just trying to be considerate. And I think of you even once said it was also one of the points that you realized that I wasn't a bad person, because I didn't try to just use you.
Someone else might have just, oh, okay, he's willing to pay, and let me buy this, let me buy the whatever, the Nike shoe, the Gucci bag, We didn't even go to Gucci shop, but just as an
Just as
example.
in, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, so those were some of the things that was shocking for me. And then also the language, like you go everywhere, like everywhere they speak German. It was so difficult in the beginning for me. So all your questions are answered.
That's normal, I guess.
Yeah. Any different question?
From my side,
Mm-hmm.
I think if I ask another question, we might end up recording for way too long. So let's push that to the next episode, maybe.
Okay. And so all in all, I'll just conclude by saying that I was really welcome. Well, Kofi's family, they all accepted me. His mom,
very happy,
grandma, they were all really, really happy for him and for us. And they still are. They love us so much, and I really do appreciate them. I love them right back because they've been really amazing part of our lives and been supportive right from day one. Like it was amazing. I was really, really, really happy the 3 months that I was in Germany, and then at the end of the day, yeah, it was time to go back to Ghana. So in the next episode, we'll basically talk about what happened after when I came back to Germany again, how it was, and when we got married, when we have the time, how we decided and when, and all that. Okay, so thank you so much, guys, for watching. Keep sharing, keep liking, keep commenting. It's important. We read all your comments, and we really, really, really appreciate and love you guys.
Subscribe.
You too. Have a nice day.